there. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are here. And I hope that your week is starting off on the right track for you. I'm wishing you many, many great moments during this week of anything that you wish to desire to happen, to take place that is in good favor for you and yours. So I'm just so grateful to be here with you guys again. And I wanted to pop on because we, over the last few hours or so, have gotten the breaking news that Quincy Jones, really the maestro of music and a titan in the music industry, has passed away. And so with that, as you know, typically notable people that are within the celebrity world, I like to take some time for some of them to, really get a reflection and remembrance, just to learn more about them, the things that they did, how their influence was positively placed upon, our musical soundtrack, if you will, and also just all of the benefits that we have seen that have come from these individuals that have been able to pass on and on to next generations. And so Quincy Jones has a very a beautiful story, really, and a very detailed one. He was with us for many years, and he has been so integral in the way that music is listened to, created, embodied, and all of those things. So he was a very notable person, and it's just it's just one of those situations in which you take a moment to reflect on the good things that people pass on to all of us as they transcend to their resting place. And I find this to be also true in the same for whether you're a celebrity or not a celebrity. You don't have to be a celebrity to be a pivotal person. You don't have to be a celebrity to be someone who's impactful in our lives. And so with that being said, I think that it'd be nice to just take a moment and reflect on some of the, good things and how the building foundation that is Quincy Jones and his talent has lent itself to the music industry as it has been and as it is, and how it will continue in the future. So with that being said, just go ahead and relax. This is going to be a very, I would say, a very inclusive Sharon, because he has had so much of a colorful life lived. So just really just relax. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section, your respectful, thoughtful thoughts in the comments section. Maybe some of the pivotal moments that you can think of in music that he's been responsible for that you want to share about, maybe some of the acts that he has had the pleasure of, bringing to us in a way that is remembrance through our memories and things that we do. He's had a lot of noble people that he has, worked with over the years. So, anything, that you want to share in regards to that, feel free to do that down below, and we can always have a conversation about it. So let's go ahead and get started. And here we go, Quincy Jones. Now, according to TheGuardian.com, Quincy Jones, producer and entertainment powerhouse, dies at age 91. Wildly talented musician and industry mogul, worked with Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra, Will Smith, and others. Quincy Jones, a titan of American entertainment who worked with stars from Frank Sinatra to Michael Jackson and Will Smith, has died at age 91. Jones' publicist, Arnold Robinson, said he died on Sunday night at his home in the Bel Air section of Los Angeles, surrounded by his family. Tonight, with full but broken hearts, we must share the news of our brother, Quincy Jones, passing, the family said in a statement. And although this is an incredible loss for our family, we celebrate the great life that he lived and know there will never be another like him. Jones was arguably the most versatile pop culture figure of the 20th century, perhaps best known for producing the albums of Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad for Michael Jackson in the 1980s, which made the singer the biggest pop star of all time. Jones also produced music for Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, Donna Summer, and many others. He was also a successful composer of dozens of film scores and had numerous chart hits under his own name. Jones was a band leader in big band jazz, an arranger for jazz stars including Count Basie, and a multi instrumentalist, most proficiently on trumpet and piano. His TV and film production company, founded in 1990, had major success with the sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and other shows, and he continued to innovate well into his 80s. Launching Quest TV in 2017, an on-demand music TV service, Jones is third only to Beyonce and Jay-Z for having the most Grammy Award nominations of all time, 80 to their 88 each. And in the and in these awards, third most Garland winner with 28. Now, among the tributes to Jones was one from actor Michael Caine, who was born on the same day as Jones, 14 March 1933. My celestial twin, Quincy, was a titan in the musical world, Caine wrote. He was a wonderful and unique human being, lucky to have known him. Playwright and actor Jeremy O. Harris paid tribute to Jones' limitless contributions to U.S. culture writing. What couldn't he do? Quincy Jones, literally born when the limits on how a big Black boy could dream were unfathomably high, taught us that the limit does not exist. Jones was born in Chicago. His half-white father had been born to a Welsh slave owner and of his female slaves. While his mother's family were also descended from slave owners, his introduction to music came through the walls of his childhood home from piano played by a neighbor, which he started learning age 7 and via his mother's singing. His parents divorced and he moved with his father to Washington State, where Jones learned drums and had a host of brass instruments in his high school band. At 14, he started playing in a band with a 60-year-old Ray Charles in Seattle clubs, once in 1948, backing Billie Holiday. He studied music at Seattle University, transferring east to continue in Boston, and then moved to New York after being rehired by the jazz band leader Lionel Hampton, with whom he had toured as a high schooler, a band for which Malcolm X was a heroin dealer when they played in Detroit. In New York, one early gig was playing trumpet in Elvis Presley's band for his first TV appearances, and he met the stars of the flourishing bebop movement, including Charlie Parker and Miles Davis. Years later, in 1991, Jones conducted Davis's last performance 2 months before he died. Jones toured Europe with Hampton and spent much time there in the 1950s, including a period furthering his studies in Paris, where he met luminaries including Pablo Picasso, James Baldwin, and Josephine Baker. At the age of 23, he also toured South America and the Middle East as Dizzy Gillespie's musical director and arranger. He convened a crack team for his own big band, touring Europe as a way to test Free and Easy, a jazz musical. But the disastrous run left Jones, by his own admission, close to taking his own life and with $100,000 of debt. He secured a job at Mercury Records and slowly paid off the debt with plenty of work as a producer and arranger for artists including Ella Fitzgerald, Dinah Washington, Peggy Lee, Sarah Vaughan, and Sammy Davis Jr. He also began scoring films. His credits eventually included The Italian Job, In the Heat of the Night, The Getaway, and The Color Purple. He produced the last of these, which was nominated for 11 Oscars, 3 for Jones himself. In 1968, he became the first African American to be nominated for Best Original Song at the Oscars for The Eyes of Love from the film Banning, alongside songwriter Bob Russell. He has 7 nominations in total for TV. He scored programs such as The Bill Cosby Show, Ironside, and Roots. His work with Sinatra began in 1958, when he was hired to conduct and arrange for Sinatra and his band by Grace Kelly, Princess Consort of Monaco, for a charity event. Jones and Sinatra continued working on projects until Sinatra's final album, LA Is My Lady, in 1984. Jones' solo musical career took off in the late 1950s, recording albums under his own name as band leader for jazz ensembles that included luminaries such as Charles Mingus, Art Pepper, and Freddie Hubbard. Jones once said of his time in Seattle, "When people write about the music, jazz in this box, R&B is in this box, pop is in this box, but we did everything." And his Catholic taste served him well as modern pop mutated out of swing era. He produced 4 million selling hits for the New York singer Leslie Gore in the mid 60s, including the US number one, It's My Party, and later embraced funky and disco, producing hit singles, including George Benson's Give Me the Night and Patty Austin and James Ingram's Baby Come to Me, along with records by the band Rufus and Shaka Khan and the Brothers Johnson. Jones also released his own funk material, scoring US top 10 albums with Body Heat 1974 and The Dude in 1981. His biggest success in the style was his work with Michael Jackson. Thriller remains the biggest selling album of all time. While Jones' versatility between off the wall and bad allowed Jackson to metamorphosize from late disco to ultra synthetic funk rock, he and Jackson, along with Lionel Richie and producer Michael Ormington, also helmed We Are the World, a successful charity single that raised funds for famine relief in Ethiopia in 1985. I lost my little brother today, and part of my soul has gone with him, Jones said when Jackson had died in 2009. In 2017, Jones' legal team successfully argued that he was owed $9.4 million in unpaid Jackson royalties, though he lost an appeal in 2020 and had to return $6.8 million. After the success of The Color Purple in 1985, he formed the film and TV production company Quincy Jones Entertainment in 1990. His biggest screen hit was the sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which ran for 148 episodes and launched the career of Will Smith. Other shows included the LL Cool J sitcom In the House and the long-running sketch comedy show Mad TV. He also created the media company Quest Broadcasting and in 1993, the Black music magazine Vibe in partnership with Time Incorporated. Throughout his career, he supported numerous charities and causes, including the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the Jazz Foundation of America, and others, and mentored young musicians, including the British multiple Grammy winner Jacob Collier. Jones' illustrious career was twice nearly cut short. He narrowly avoided being unalived by Charles Manson's cult in 1969. Having planned to go to Sharon Tate's house on the night of the unalives there, but Jones forgot the appointment. Unbelievable. He also survived a brain aneurysm in 1974 that prevented him from playing the trumpet again in case the exertion caused further harm. Now, Jones was married 3 times, first to his high school girlfriend, Jerry Caldwell, for 9 years until 1966, fathering his daughter, Jolie. In 1967, he married Ella Anderson and had a son and daughter, divorcing in 1974 to marry actor Peggy Limpton, best known for her roles in The Mod Squad and Twin Peaks. They had 2 daughters, including the actor Rashida Jones, before divorcing in 1989. He had 2 further children, Rachel with the dancer Carol Reynolds, and Kenya, his daughter, with actor Natasha Kinski. He never remarried, but continued to date a string of younger women, raising eyebrows with his year-long partnership with 19-year-old Egyptian designer Hiba El-Dawadi when he was 73. He has also claimed to have dated Ivanka Trump and Julia Greco. He is survived by his 7 children, and other artists paying tribute included LL Cool J, who wrote, "You were a father and example at a time when I truly needed a father and an example. Mentor, role model, king. You gave me opportunities and shared wisdom. Music would not be music without you." Femi Colisio, band leader with Mercury Prize-winning jazz group Ezra Collective, called Jones a masterful musician and beautiful soul. Well, there you have it. A very interesting combination of information for Quincy Jones. I am pretty sure he lived a life full of all kinds of interesting stories and tales that maybe a lot of his family members and friends definitely got to enjoy. I mean, he's been around for so much of everything that is dealing with music. He has been such a foundational pillar to the industry as it stands today, has always, and will continue to. And so, yeah, I could only imagine the type of stories and the different shenanigans that went on over the years, and how he was able to obtain such greatness in situations and in places and times where it was not looked upon as something that he would be able to achieve. So one thing that I think about with Quincy Jones is that he really took what would be considered a ceiling and busted right through it, and showed anyone who was paying attention that as long as you continue to be determined and focused and work hard and navigate when you need to, you can too reach the goals and the heights of what you feel that you want to reach in your lifetime that will reverberate from now and into the future. And so, with that, I definitely want to thank you for taking the time to learning a little bit more about Quincy Jones. If nothing else, anything that you may not have heard of before, he was a man just like anybody else, human as anybody else that took a chance on himself. And I think that that's something to be really commended. Because so many people go through life not really living to the potential that they could, and it could be for so many different reasons. Fear, just to name one. But one thing that I think that he has shown in all of the things that he was able to accomplish during his time, and most importantly, I look at his professional area and how that has benefited so many people, is that he just persevered and continued to keep going. And for that, I salute him for the positive elements and effects of those things that he did, and laying down the groundwork for our continued and next maestros of music. So with that being said, thank you again for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this reflection and remembrance. Definitely leave your thoughtful comments in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation about it. Any hit music that you enjoy, love, as part of the soundtrack of your life that you want to share about, that he had a huge hand in, and it wouldn't take too long to figure out, a quick Google search will let you know. Drop those down in the comment section. Okay. And so that being said, also, I think I'm going to bid you adieu, because I think that'll about do it for this reflection and remembrance. Now there are, as you will know, sadly, several other noted individuals who have passed over the last couple of months, that I definitely want to take some time to do reflections or remembrance for them as well. So that'll be something coming down very soon, in the very near future, kind of a collective sharing on that front. So again, with that, you take care and be blessed. Thank you again for being here. And yeah, until next time, bye.